Hi everybody, welcome back to Mediocre Whiskey Review. I'm Jill, your host, and today we're gonna do, you guessed it, a mediocre whiskey review. Alright guys, today we have one that I picked up a few weeks ago. I think, I say a few weeks ago, I don't remember if it's before or after Christmas, doesn't matter. I was super excited to find it, so that's what we're going to do today, and it is Baker's 7. So I picked this up at one of the liquor stores that I go to fairly often. I hadn't been there for quite some time because it's about an hour away from me. But here's what I know about Baker 7. It is a Beam product. I'm sure everybody in the world knows that except me at the time, but now I do, so it's okay. So it is a single barrel. It apparently used to be just a small batch, and then they changed that, I think, in 2019 to be a single barrel. So super cool. It is 107 proof. On the label, like on the number 7 in there, it says at least 7 years is what it is aged. But on the neck up here, it says that this one is aged for 8 years and 7 months. So cool, got an extra year out of that. MSRP I saw, I think, is around 60. I believe I paid 65-ish. Somewhere around there, so not terrible. The neck on it also says that it was barreled in February of 2014, so 8 years 7 months would put it about September of 2022. And I think that's all the information I found on it. It's all the information I looked for. I didn't really dig super deep because that's not what I do. What I do is I sniff it and I taste it. So that's what we're gonna do today. It does have a really beautiful color to it. It's a really deep amber color, which I think is just gorgeous. And then side note, one other thing I really love about this bottle is the cork. And I know I'm like a dork. I just think the cork on it's super cool for no reason. It says single barrel, 107 proof, Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. I don't know, just a cool cork, I guess. So let's see how she smells. So right away I get the standard notes. I get vanilla and caramel. There's a bit of a like a nuttiness in there. I can get a little bit of the rice spice. It's not real heavy on it, but that's it's very inviting nose, is what I would say. Yeah, it's like a vanilla, it's like a vanilla wafer cookie. You know those little, like the long vanilla wafer cookies you buy and they got like the cream in the middle, right? You get like vanilla, chocolate, strawberry, whatever. That's what it smells like. It's very good. All right, let's see how she tastes. So right away, that spice like overpowers everything on that first sip. No, I've not had, I obviously opened this a couple of weeks ago, but again, when I get a new bottle, I open it and I'll sip on it that night. I'm not trying to like pick it apart and be like, oh, I get this, I get that. Typically when I open it up, I'm just relaxing, watching TV or something, and sipping, and I'm not really thinking about what I'm sipping. So I don't pull out notes like when I'm sitting here, by myself, whatever. I only do that when I'm sitting here by myself making a video, okay? But anyway, that spice hit really, really hard on the first sip. So we're gonna see if the second one does the same. that spice is mellowed out now. And I assume it's because, you know, it already like burned my face off. And I'm just kidding, it wasn't that bad. So the second sip there, we got the vanilla, the caramel. I'm not getting a lot of the nuttiness on it that I did on the nose. But overall, so far so good. And I'm going to do a third sip. I'll probably do more, but anyway, I have found for me at least 3 sips is what it takes for me to like be able to get the full flavor or experience of the bourbon. And that's like that's what it is to me. This is about the experience, and I enjoy it. And I think it's super cool that, you know, the first sip was just all spice, and then it turns into caramel, vanilla, some licorice maybe. There's a little slight oak is what I got in that second sip that I didn't get in the first. That spice, there's a little bit of a hug, so like that spice is hanging around like right in the back of my throat there, but not unpleasant by any means. So number 3. So that one came in with, it's so interesting. So they're right off the bat vanilla, and then it goes to just like a little hint of oak. It's not, I don't care for oaky bourbons. It's not my jam, but there's a little bit, I think, in all of them. They should be, because like, you know, they're in wood, so why wouldn't there be? But it was just a hint of that oak, and then that kind of dissipated, went away, and then there was nuts. There's the spice a little bit. That spice came back up. But then on the finish, the spice is still hanging around, but now it's like a spicy vanilla, and it's a spicy caramel. And it, whatever it is doing in my mouth hole is working very well. So it's, I would say it's more sweet than it is spicy. I know I keep talking about the spice, but I always, not always, I tend to shy away from rye whiskeys because I don't care for the spice. It's on some ryes that I've had, it's very overpowering, and like it just feels hot. So when you take a sip, that's all you get is that heat and like that burn of the spice on your tongue. And then, at least for me, I have a hard time picking anything else out. So that's why I like the little bit sweeter bourbons, fruitier bourbons. The spice just tends to, if it's overpowering, it just tends to like take away from what I enjoy in a bourbon. And I know I have talked to a lot of people that they prefer the rye whiskeys, and more power to them. And I'll keep trying them. I haven't bought one for a while because like I'm afraid to, because what if I buy it and I, you know, it's too spicy is what I call it. If it's too spicy and I don't like it, then it's just gonna sit here and you know, not get drank until I find somebody that does like it. That one was caramel, vanilla, oak, spice. It's so like, it's like doing this cool break dance in my mouth every sip that I take. So the first, you know, one sip is really heavy on the caramel. The next one is really heavy on vanilla. The next one's heavy on oak. And it's like doing these gymnastics in my mouth. And I really like it, actually. So I'm very intrigued by it. I did read one review on this when I bought it, and they rate it, of course, and I don't remember what the website was, so don't even ask. But they gave it like I think they go out of 100. They rate, you know, the nose separate, the palate, and then the finish. and they gave it like a 93 out of 100, I believe. And I would say that's very close to where I would be. But it is a very solid pour. I wouldn't make it my daily. I wouldn't sip on it all the time, but it is very good for something different. And I know in the review that I read was not this bottle, because it was, I think the review they did was like an 8-year 1 month. So it wasn't this exact bottle, and I know it's not going to be because they're single barrels and all different. So would I try to find another one that's maybe from a different barrel? Possibly, I might. The liquor store actually that I got this from is the same place that I got my E.H. Taylor single barrel. So I feel some loyalty to that store, right? Baker's 7, 107 proof, 8 years, 7 months. I think it is a very good bourbon. It's very solid. And I'm going to give this a rating of I'm going to go 7.5 today, only because of the spice. That last sip I just took was it was heavy spice. It was, as soon as it hit my mouth, it was spicy. And that's okay. And I know there's a lot of people that like it. It's not for me so much. But as I've said before, I think it's dependent on what you've had to eat, drink, whatever. So I will pull this out again sometime in the very near future and try it again. Might try it compared to something else. Don't know. We will see. But for now, we're at a 7.5. And next video, I have another new one I just picked up the other day, and I'm so ashamed of myself because I didn't intend to buy a new one, but I did, and it was pricey. It's pricey for me. Everybody's price ranges are different, and I never intend to spend a whole lot, and then I always spend more than I intend to. But I'm excited about it, and I have tried it, and I like it a lot. So you'll have to wait till next video to see what that one is, but I'm excited about it. So join me for that one in the next video. For now, like and subscribe, do all the things, and tell your friends, come and watch the most mediocreest reviews that they've ever seen. And until then, cheers.